Hello and welcome back to Getting Down to Business podcast. We are joined today by James Paynter, who is from Yorkshire Building Society, but has also joined the BID board to be the BID Deputy Chair. So welcome, James.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today.
It's not a problem.
So what attracted you to becoming a director of Bradford BID, which you've been for sort of quite a while now anyway, and then obviously now stepping up to being Deputy Chair?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of reasons for it, but predominantly I think that Bradford's going through quite a bit of change over the last few years, and will continue to do so. And I think it's just a really exciting time to be part of the city. And I think it's important that local leaders do step up and help make decisions within the city as well. So that was another driver for me. And it, rather than being on the sidelines and seeing why we're doing this or what's happening in the city, it felt right to have more of a voice at the table really for it. And then it was just through doing the work as a non-executive director, becoming the deputy chair. It was really because I'd enjoyed that so much and I wanted to have a more of a say really, I suppose. But I think, COVID pandemic, it's hit the high street massively. And I think it's even more important that the BID plays a part in that recovery programme for it. So yeah, I think it's it's stepping up and being a part and helping if I can do.
Yeah, absolutely exciting time. So what sort of BID events, obviously, because you're coming at it from also a BID member business, so what sort of events and BID projects have the Yorkshire Building Society got involved with that have really helped support your business?
Yeah, I think the immediate one that the team here at the Yorkshire Building Society in Bradford loved was the brick trail, the Lego brick trail that we did Brick Live. They keep telling me off because I kept calling them parrots, but they were parakeets that we had. I learned something every day.
There you go.
But we had those in the branch, and what we saw by just having that installation in there, we did see other people coming in, not our existing customers, to view it, and it was nice for us to interact with people. Or Bradford, it was a good age group that were coming in, and it enabled us to just kind of have a conversation. And we weren't coming from a point of view of selling anybody anything like that. But it was just nice being in a situation where, people coming into our retail space who don't normally come into our retail space. The team absolutely loved it. So they thought that was a great activity. But I mean, for anybody listening to this podcast, I would say that, what projects the BID does isn't necessarily what you see in the actual space. So, we have the installation, you could see and touch that, but there's an awful lot of projects, and all you have to do is go onto the BID website, look in terms of the projects that are on there in that section, and there's just loads in there in terms of the dinosaur trails and the pumpkin trails, and all of these are designed to get people coming into Bradford and increasing footfall around the businesses. So, for me, even though we can't necessarily, we haven't got dinosaurs in the branches, unfortunately, but if we're in a place where actually we are seeing an increase in footfall and people are being encouraged to come into Bradford, I think that makes a massive difference. And I think, the other thing, the pillar that I worked in was the clean pillar. That's a massively important part for Bradford, in my view, that, that when people do come into Bradford, it feels clean, safe is another one on there, but that it's for basic hygiene for the city centre. And I think even though it's not always that visible, I think that the work and efforts that go into that the BID does, I would really encourage people to look at that and understand the value for money that they get as a levy payer.
Yeah. So what's coming up for the BID? What next, particularly as you as deputy chair? What sort of plans have we got moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're in a place where, as we're starting to think about the next ballot, and again, it's about packaging up all and quantifying all the work that the BID's done. I think that there's some things on the horizon which are really big headline acts. I think obviously there's City of Culture 2025, but the plans that we'll be making is a 5-year plan which will go beyond the City of Culture, and it will be how we can work in an environment and support retail separate to that, while still embracing and acknowledging that it's going on. So the BID vote's important to us, and I think it's about us really getting into a place where we're listening to businesses, talking to business what we've done, quantifying that, and then really putting a case forward for reselection ballot. And hopefully, from what I've said, that people can see that from being a levy paying business like that, it does offer value for money.
Yeah. You've sort of covered it, but can you just maybe round up of why have a business improvement district? Why do you feel it's important from sort of the viewpoint more of like a business? You're coming from that business aspect and a bid member business. What sort of emphasis has the bid really had, and what important is that role?
Yeah, I think it's massive. I genuinely do, and I think that I think it's economy of scale. Is if I was going to simplify it, really, I think that if you're a levy paying business and your residual value is less and you're paying less into it, you're still getting all the benefits that a larger business would get from it. So I think straight away, it's designed to get footfall into the city centre. It's designed for it to be a safe environment. It's designing it to be somewhere that you want to go. And I think that I think it's fair to say that it hasn't been an easy road for us as a bid. I think that not many have had to contend with a pandemic in the middle of all of its first 5 years. But we've come through that. I think we've offered real value to businesses throughout that time period. And moving forward, I think that it's just going to go from strength to strength. And I'm genuinely excited, as the city transforms, that the bid transforms around it, and it's able to offer businesses of all sizes a service that they can see the benefit from, and helps mature the city in the right direction. So yeah, I think it's we don't like to talk about Leeds, and I appreciate that, but you can see where direction, a bid, how it started off in its infancy, how it's grown. I just want the same for Bradford, if I'm being honest about it.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us, James. Really appreciate your time.
No problem, Nikki. Thank you.
And as James says, please do check out bradfordbid.co.uk, and you can see all the exciting projects and events that they've already done, and also everything that's coming up in the future. So watch this space. Thank you very much, James. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Nikki. Thank you. Bye.